2024 Volume 1 Catalog quick review. We did a live the other night, me and Mike over at Match Trains on Instagram, so I don't want to go too in-depth on this. Just want to do a quick little overview and go through the catalog. I'm sure plenty of people are doing reviews on these. Overall, I thought the catalog was pretty good. Not as good as last year's Volume 1. That one definitely put a lot of people in a tricky spot trying to figure out what they wanted. This go around for me was definitely straightforward, but we'll get more into that as we go through. So let's jump in. All right, we'll go through this. The Hiawatha, which is definitely pretty cool. I like how they kind of like tease you with it right off the bat. The Vision Line Triplex, which is, I mean, it's kind of old news at this point, but I know a lot of people are excited for it. They announced this back in, I believe, October, November. I guess I'll just kind of talk on it a little bit. I was considering this engine. I am definitely a big steam guy. I don't have any diesels yet in my collection. But these are pretty unique. They're pretty cool. I like the fact that they have the smokestack in the front and all the way in the back. Nice detailing, definitely. They'll have the whistle steam, the wheel slip. The 4-digit addressing doesn't matter to me. I'm assuming it doesn't matter to most people. If you have a huge collection, I can understand. But, I mean, we're still waiting on the base 3 anyway. So, hopefully the base 3 will be out this year, and people can start using the 4-digit addressing. Be interesting to see how that goes. But, nice options. I do like the green, Denver Rear Grand and Western. The Virginian, the 701 is pretty nice. And the Northern Pacific is a nice little paint scheme. Definitely like the coloring on that. The Halloween one is pretty cool with the glow in the dark. Really interested to see how that works for people if they get this. It is a lot of money to spend on a Halloween engine that you're only going to use probably maybe a month out of the year. And of course we have the pilot version, which I think looks pretty nice. I will say the pilot versions of the brass hybrids lately kind of outshine these ones that are more die-cast, because if you saw like the early Challenger that they did, the whole thing looks gold pretty much. It's a pretty nice looking engine because of that. But this is still a nice way to see all the details that goes into these engines. This is what I was considering getting, the superset. You just got a lot. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool box cars and reefers and all that. Nice, definitely a nice caboose. And it's a Vision wood-sided caboose, which is, I mean, that's pretty nice. The Hoboken Bindle, I mean, this is pretty cool looking box car. I wish it would be offered separate to get something like that, but I think it's only exclusive to this set. It's listed at just about $4,000. I did see it pre-order pricing. I believe Charles Rowe was like $3,400, around there, which is why I was considering it, because you get a pretty cool Vision Line engine, and you get 15 pieces of rolling stock, which actually is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm sorry, 13 pieces of rolling stock. No, 15, because there's 3 2-bay hoppers. Okay, so yeah, it's about 15 pieces of rolling stock, and they're all good looking pieces too. So this is a nice set. If it's in your budget, I would definitely recommend this would be the way to go. So we're gonna go over to Legacy Steam. The Berkshires. These I've never been that into. They are definitely a nice looking, just above mid-size engine. They're not the biggest engine. They're definitely not small. They do give you a lot of nice details. Definitely all in here. The fronts are very nice on these. Most people are probably going to be getting the Polar Express versions, I would assume. The 777 nickel plate limited is pretty cool. I am curious to see how the colors come out on this. I'm also kind of curious to see what these grays are supposed to be. If they're supposed to be more of a gray, more of a silver. It's hard to tell from this catalog. Also, I'm not sure if these are white rims or if they're just supposed to be shiny. Again, I kind of wish Lionel would list out the colors on here. I do like that Lionel made the C&O and the Detroit Toledo ones slightly different, and they had to do the artwork differently because of that. But I do like the fact that they made them different. So it is a different option if you want one that kind of stands out for them, the rest of them. Pierre Marquette looks really nice. So yeah, those are the Berkshires. Just gonna take a sip of my drink here. Okay, the H7s. Anybody who knows me knows I've been waiting for these for a very long time. Very happy to see them in the catalog. I was actually kind of surprised to see them. I'm glad that I did not go for the Vision Line Triplex, because this is pretty much almost a lock for me to get at least one of these. I would like more than one. I don't know if that's going to happen, but they have some great offerings. I really like this 1572. I'm not sure, again, I'm assuming from the artwork that these are supposed to be white rims. I wish the rods were blackened, but it's still a nice looking engine. I'm starting to really like when they put the large numbers on the tenders. The 1553 is probably my favorite out of all the offerings. This is probably the definite that I'm going to go with. It's a very aggressive looking engine in my opinion, and I like the meaner the better. And it's definitely an engine that, like these front truck wheels, I'll probably paint them black. The rims and the center pins, I've been painting them black on my engines, just even make it even more aggressive looking. I have other Chesapeake and Ohio engines, and they're definitely a beefier looking engine. I have the Allegheny, I have the Chesapeake and Ohio Chessie Greenbrier. I have the F19 gray boiler on the way. So because of those all have some sort of thing to it, I kind of want one that's just all blacked out, a rugged looking engine. I don't know why Lionel even offered a short tender version of this. Excuse me. I don't think anyone's gonna, it doesn't change the minimum curve, so I don't understand why they would offer this, unless there's marker lights over here, because this one I don't think has marker lights. So I think they should have taken this spot, kinda, and done maybe another fantasy scheme. I don't see a reason to offer the short tender. The Allegheny tender, this isn't the Allegheny tender. This is actually, I believe this is the Greenbrier tender. But it's a Greenbrier tender that has marker lights, which typically Chesapeake and Ohio engines do not have rear marker lights, so that's that's a nice little touch. It's kind of cool that they have that on there. I'm curious to see if that stays through to production. I'm assuming it's on there because the Union Pacific usually does have marker lights on the back, and they're utilizing the same tender. The Rio Grande, this is another one that I really like. I like the doghouse. I like all the details. I like how the back of this tender is kind of rounded. I do like all the white walls on the wheels, and I don't know if these are going to be chrome or white or just silver on the cylinders, but that's the only one that has silver on the cylinders. The Union Pacific is definitely, like, I know I'm probably going to get the Chesapeake and Ohio 1553. I'm debating between the Rio Grande and the Union Pacific to get a second one. The reason why I'm looking to get two of these is because the pre-order price on these from Charles Rowe, which is who I go through for most of my pre-orders, is like $1,650. So as opposed to the list price on these, which is $2,000. So I'd rather get two of these at the pre-order price now than get one, really like it, then have to go find one for $2,000 later after they come out, And honestly, they're probably not going to offer these again for another 15, maybe 20 years. I have that feeling. So I don't know if I want to wait that long for a re-release on these. And these are kind of like my last engine on my must-have list of engines. So I might as well try to swing to get 2 of these now. So yeah, that's my feeling on the H7s. It's probably going to be the longest section that I talk about in this catalog. But let me know what you think down below. Do you think these look good? If so, which one do you think is your favorite? Like I said, 1553 is probably coming home. And then maybe either Union Pacific or the Rio Grande. I mean, even the 1572 wouldn't be bad. I mean, I'm not opposed to having 2 Chesapeake and Ohios. That one looks pretty good too. I like how they have like the little numbers up here. I do wish they framed out the windows in yellow, but can't have everything sometimes, right? 460s. I probably am not going to get these just because, like I said, I'm pretty dedicated to getting at least one H7, if not 2 of them. So most other things in this catalog are pretty much out for me, but I'll go through the rest of this catalog as if I wasn't getting the H7s and they weren't in the catalog, to give an opinion on what else I would get if I had the funds. So that being said, out of these, this New York and Hudson, I think this looks pretty nice. I don't know how the blue's going to come out. And I do like the gold piping. I wish there was a little bit more gold piping, not just one pipe. But honestly, these don't have much piping on them, so I can see why that. Maybe like these handrails, either being white or gold, would have been a nice touch too. The Royal Blue Line. This is a really nice looking engine, and a lot of people, and I talked about this in our live the other night. I'm glad I zoomed in on this one because Lionel, I think, did a good job in putting more subtle details in on this one. So if you are looking to get this, like the cow catcher up front has this goldish brass coloring, the outlines on the walkways, pinstriping on the domes, pinstriping on the front number board, on the cylinders. I like this light detail. This is really nice. And I like how they have the number and then they have the pinstriping on it. This engine, the more I look at it, the more I really like it. The spokes on the wheels too have this coloring. The tenders are not as, again, I think the handrail should have been that brass gold color, or like maybe some trim along here. But I mean, it's nice coloring. I hope these colors come out nice. It is Lionel. I know we've all been complaining about the colors lately. I do understand. Trust me, I got a Dreyfus. It is definitely a bright gray. So I'm curious to see how these colors come out. Lionel really just has to, the colors are good. They just have to bring the shade darker. They got to go like 4 or 5 shades darker on all the colors. And of course, you know, wood-sided passenger cars are one of my favorite. I don't have any yet. Someday I would like to. I'm afraid to see where these prices are going on these in the next 4 or 5 years. But someday, I'm hoping to find them aftermarket, some MTH ones that are just like reasonably priced. But these are, I like these added vestibule ends that they have here. I'm curious to know if like these doors open and things like that. It's definitely a different version. And they have all this extra piping too, which I think looks really nice. But yeah, anyone who has wood-sided passenger cars, that you know how nice these are. So the 442s, the Hiawathas, these look really nice. I think it's a nice engine, especially for the price. Pre-order again, this $1,200 price is definitely less. I think they're right around $1,000 if you pre-order them. Lionel definitely gave a lot of options in this. The thing with this is to really look at the details. So you get the marker lights, you get a headlight up here, and then you get this light right here. I'm not sure how these colors are going to come out, nor do I know exactly what color this is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be a bright white, a cream white, I'm not sure. I'm not a aficionado on these. The passenger sets are pricey. In the catalog, they're pricey. I looked up Charles Road. This 4-pack pre-order is $989. It's not $1,400, so that's a heavy discount for pre-ordering these. I think Lionel did that on purpose, so they didn't have to overproduce these. I think they really want to try to make sure people pre-order stuff, as opposed to just guess, like making the dealers guess how many they have to make. I think they're trying to help out the dealers with some of these things. Also, these observation cars are station sounds cars too. So you do kind of get some nice value to them. So if you read the additional station observation features, coolable air horn, the clickety-clack, the arrival departure. So it does have custom recordings featuring multiple characters. So I mean, it's not just 4 passenger cars. It's 4 passenger cars with one that's does stuff. You know, it makes some noises for you. It's got some good play value. Me personally, I think the way to go if you like these sets is just get the engine and then just get the 4-pack. You really probably don't need a train that's that long to make, because this isn't a big engine. These are only 22 inches long. So, like, you don't have to have a huge train behind it for it to make sense. So just some more examples. I don't feel I need to touch on this too much. Most people have gone through this catalog by now, and you know what you want, what you like, what you don't like. I'm just kind of giving an opinion on what I like versus what I think is like a good deal. Maybe someone needs some advice on things to look for when you're looking through these catalogs. So I'm just trying to give you a perspective on how I take a look at these things. So like on this engine, if you're thinking back to like the one that we just looked at, it's got the marker lights, it's got the headlight, but it doesn't have that red light. So it's a little different. And the paint scheme obviously is different. Go over here, let's see. Same thing, no red light. Just to show you, we'll go back. We'll zoom back in. It's got that red light right up in the front. So little things like this. Also, these have red stanchions. Let's see. Red stanchions. Okay. So when you look at these catalogs, really look at all the details. Look for extra piping, extra features. I like about these is the whistle smoke's back here, so that always looks really good. Chicago and Northwestern is, I like this paint scheme. I don't know why, I'm a sucker for green. I'm assuming this is a green engine. I think this passenger set's going to look really nice. It's probably going to be very bright. So the green's probably going to be not super dark. The yellow's definitely going to be a yellow, like a bright canary sunfire yellow. Then I'm wondering if like this striping is supposed to be yellow or if it's supposed to be gold, because you know this is supposed to go with these passenger cars. So I'm not sure how this is supposed to go. But this is a nice set. Again, no red light in the front. Nice little emblem. I do like how they have some of the colors in the vents to highlight the vents. Because like this is a cool section of the engine right here. So adding this paint in here to highlight it is really nice, in my opinion. Seaboard. I really like the Seaboard. I don't own any Seaboard things. I would really like to get some E8s or E9s someday in the Seaboard. Again, there's something about green and my personality that just kind of likes green. I don't know what it is, but I think these passenger cars look really nice. And this is, I mean, if you have an E8 or something else that's Seaboard, you don't have to necessarily get the engine, but this is a nice passenger set to pull behind that. So let's see, red light, nope, no red light in the front. Nice little emblem. Nice emblem over here. Again, I'm just gonna gloss over it a little bit just because they're all kind of the same through here. The hot dog, you love it or you hate it. I'm more of a in the hate area, but I will say this, Lionel did not do red rims this time. I like the white. Like, it's just more pleasing to look at with just the white instead of red rims. So, like, this is more palatable for me. I can handle this because there's no red rims. I actually do also like that this is black up here. Black up top and then black over here. It's not too much of the brown. It's just a weird looking brown. But it's a nice engine. Passenger set. People who bought the Challengers or the FEFs with the hot dog scheme. Again, you don't need to buy the engine. This is a nice passenger set to finally go with those engines. A lot of people, I think, are going to end up getting these full sets. I think will sell because if you have the hot dog Challenger, it will look good pulling this full set, or the FEF coming out that's in the hot dog scheme. Again, the full set will look really nice behind that. So diesels, I'm not a diesel guy. I don't have to touch on this too much, but some nice offerings. I know a lot of people like the GP9s. As far as I'll basically go by which one would I pick if someone said, hey, you have to get a diesel on this page. The Banger and Aroostook, which I was informed last night that this is in Maine. I think that's a nice looking paint scheme. And again, if I just had to pick one, that would be the one I would go with. Also, these base units, I was talking last night, they look like fish because the eyeball, kind of like the front of the fish. Like these would be really interesting if they did if someone did a custom run of like the World War II fighter plane schemes on the ear, because it's got an eye, kind of could have a nice mouth area. I just don't know how you'd make that work with this one being the front one. But yeah, these look like fish to me. And I bet you can't unsee it now. Let me know in the comments if you look at this, if you see a fish. More GP9s. Again, this looks like a blue fish to me. The Conrail's nice. The blue is always striking and stands out pretty well. On this page, I mean, for the Conrail guys, I'm assuming you'd probably get all three just to make it all work, or at least these two. I don't know how building diesel consist works. ES44s. I do the kinematic pilot's interesting. I haven't seen that in action yet. From what I was told, the last running or two had them. I haven't seen how that works. On this page, if I had to pick, probably the Canadian Pacific. Just red really stands out on a layout. More ES44s. Central of Georgia looks really nice, and also the Lehigh Valley. I like the fronts. So these are nice. These have been the heritage paint schemes that they've been doing. I don't know why the New York Central one's not in here. You would think that someone's probably going to do a custom run of that, I would think. Don't hold me to that. The Seaboard system is nice. The chassis is nice. They're all very nice. If I had to pick one, oh, that's a tough one on this page. Probably the Chesapeake and Ohio or the Seaboard system would be where I would, again, I would never get any of these, but if I had to, those would be what I'd go with. SD45s, I do like these because they're an older style steam engine. Oh, sorry, diesel engine. With diesels, I always like the paint schemes. I mean, that's pretty much what you're getting these for, is a paint scheme or a road number or a road name that you like. The Rio Grande I like a lot, just because of the front. The front is really nicely done. They got the emblem, they got this chevron pattern. The pilot's the nice orangey color. So yeah, that'd be the one I would go with. Probably the Rio Grande. E6 units, these are really nice. I do think that the optional fixed front pilot thing is a really nice feature. I kind of want to see what that looks like. I don't know if that's new to these or if they've been offered on other catalogs. I like and I dislike. So I like the Baltimore and Ohio, and I like the Southern. I really like the Southern. This catalog's almost got me wanting to buy my first diesel. But what I don't like about the Southern, or the B&O, is it's an AB. I like the AAs more. But something I do like about these E6s is look at how many exhaust ports there are on these suckers. Oh my God. It just keeps going. There's 24 of them. So between, if you did a super bass and you got 24 exhaust ports, this thing flying down your layout, that's a showstopper, in my opinion. I mean, just smoke pouring out of anywhere and loud noises, it's going to get attention. And this paint scheme is just fantastic. Again, something about green. I don't know what it is. And I do like this. This is pretty innovative. Would I get something like this? No. Somebody will. And I can't wait to see it. You can see through. Obviously, it's not going to be like mechanical engines like in the real world. Lionel's like, hey, check out the insides and everything that makes these things go. So this is pretty neat. Like I said, I do like the AAs better. But if I had to pick on this page, probably the Southern. That is just good looking, in my opinion. The green and the white is really nice. And then just how they do the paint is really sharp. Yeah, Rock Island, Union Pacific, City of San Francisco, same thing. Rock Island, Al Capone coaches, pretty interesting. I haven't seen these coach styles in person yet. They do look interesting. I'm curious to see what, in the future, what other road names they do with these coaches. They do look pretty good. They're different, which is nice. That's what it is. It's always having something different on a layout where it's not all the same kind of passenger cars and stuff like that is nice. So this set is, I don't know if it's just they like zoomed in more on the artwork or something, or it's just the paint or something. These ones just seem more detailed than the other ones in the catalog. Like, if you look at the top, there's just more going on. The grates, the door details, just maybe it's just it's a better, more up close photo. But these are really, really nice looking E6 units. This whole set would be amazing. I would actually myself, if I were to get this, I would actually just get the ABB, and then I'm one of those people in the hobby that I'm waiting for Atlas to come out with the California Zephyr set, passenger set again, because that's one of those ones where you can put almost any engine in front of it and it would work. So I see it as a high value passenger set to get. And then you could put something like this in front. I could put a steam engine in front. I mean, you can do that with this passenger set too. It's just the Atlas California Zephyr set is, in my opinion, the top tier, the best you can get of passenger sets for at least that set. I mean, Golden Gate Depot and Third Rail, they make very nice sets too for passenger cars. But yeah, so that's just something to consider. Would I get this now? No. But if you like the E6 units and this passenger set, like, this is nice. SW8 switchers. Seems like Lionel's been putting switchers in every catalog lately, which isn't a bad thing because they're going through all the road names and making a lot of people happy, which is good. So I don't have much to say on these. It says it's an all new product, so I don't know what's so new about it, but it's got nice little details. Smoke, a little bell. It'd be nice if they'd make these have a swinging bell or something. But yeah, nice offering. Alright, so apparently I learned last night that these are what everyone's calling U-boats. So U228Cs. I'm going to aptly call them the Little Nicky diesels, because they look like they got hit in the face with a shovel. I don't know why they look so funny to me. Probably because they do look funny. It's like they they got hit in the face with a shovel. Like this should be, I feel like this should be out here. It's not. And they're also like taller than normal. So yeah, to me they're just an interesting looking engine. Hopefully my joke about little Nicky getting hit in the face with a shovel, if you've ever seen the movie, didn't offend anybody. But that's what I call these. I do like that seaboard system. That's a nice looking engine. Okay, and the nickel plate fast freight legacy set with the hot box reefer, which is cool. And I believe it also has a Vision stock car. So it's got a Vision stock car, so that's going to make sound. This is going to make sound, smoke, and pretend it's on fire. These flat cars with the trailers are really nice. I actually might try to pick one of these up from the other offerings. And nice caboose. So if this is someone, if you're trying to get, I mean, this is a nice set. I don't know what it's going to pre-order price. This says $2,500 here, so it's probably like $2,100, $2,150 for the set pre-order. So not for me, but it's definitely something that's a nice set that they put together that I'm sure hopefully saves money, because the engine, you know, Vision car, these hotbox reefers, they're listed at like $300. These are like $175 for these flat cars. You know, the cabooses are $100, and these box cars are like $80. So you do the math on that, it's probably saving you some money. The Atomic Energy Commission glow-in-the-dark scale legacy set. So, as I kind of predicted, Lionel's trying to figure out what to do with their glow-in-the-dark paint. And I mean, this is a cute way to do it. I mean, they're trying to showcase their new tech and their new paints and all that kind of stuff. So this is a fun way to do it. I don't know who's going to buy this set. It's actually really not a bad price. So you get this whole set, MSRP for $1,000. Pre-order I think is $900. So you get a glow-in-the-dark engine, glow-in-the-dark, 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 glow-in-the-dark. For $900, I mean, if this is for you and you want something with some nice novelty to it, this could be one of those collector sets down the line that's worth like $5,000. You never know. Illinois Central Miami Legacy set. I really like this set. I think this is one of the sets that's a sleeper set in this catalog. Me personally, again, I'm dedicated to the H7 on this catalog. If it wasn't there, this might be my first diesel set. This is, I really like the way this engine looks. They didn't do it justice by sticking it all the way down here. Lionel, if you ever watch this, take the prettiest part of the set and put it right here, like with art coming at you or something. You got to show this off. Don't stick it down in the corner and then showcase the station's sound car. This is like, the engine could be here. I don't know. Lionel, if you want me to freelance for you, you can reach out to me. I can help you make your catalogs look better. I'm kidding, you do a good job. But no, this is a really nice set. Sorry I went off on that tangent. I wouldn't even get the add-on stuff. I would just get the main set, call it a day. $1,500. Again, pre-order price is probably like $1,350, $13, somewhere in there. I didn't look. But this is a really nice set. If someone picks this up, I hopefully you put it on YouTube or Instagram or something. I really want to see this set in person. All right, I'm just going to gloss over some stuff now. Hotbox reefers, I might get one of these. I do like that they are now scale cars. The previous runs were traditional O. So now that they're scale, I might get a Pacific Fruit Express. It's a fun car. I do have 2 young boys. They would probably get a kick out of this every time we used it. So, I mean, to me, it actually has high value just because, like, if I didn't have kids, I probably wouldn't get it. But something like this, when you have little kids, for years, they're going to enjoy seeing this thing go around. So, in my opinion, it's worth getting for me. But we'll see how that goes. The milk cars look really good. I don't think you can go wrong with any of these. I really like this Dixie line one. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get that Strasbourg one. Talked about this in the last catalog review. I really like these. I'm glad that they are going to keep offering them. Haven't seen any yet on YouTube or anything like that, so I'm really curious to see how the artwork came out, and eventually I would like to get one. Same thing over here. I do have a few PS1 Sounds boxcars. I really like them. I have a Great Northern one, the orange and green one, and I have a Susquehanna, New York Central one, and I enjoy trying to fit them into any consist. My eye automatically goes to the Great Northern one. The Chessie one's nice, and the Burlington one's nice. In my opinion, I mean, they're all nice, but those are the ones I would like to have if that was in the cards. Flat cars with the 20-foot trailers. I don't have anything like this yet, and I really want to add something like this. I like the Southern Pacific one and this Motor Transport Company one, the Texas Pacific. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see what happens. Again, my ordering is going to be limited on this catalog, but these are nice, and I would like to have one of these. All right, so cabooses, really nice. Just be careful. They snuck vision line ones down at the bottom. So don't think you're paying this when it's this. And you're like, oh, I want a Pennsylvania one of these. And then you thought it was supposed to be $125 and it's $300. But again, these are all really nice. I really like this Union Pacific one too over here. I like that it's not vision line. I'm glad that they're offering this version non-vision. So I think what I might do, I think we're going to skip some stuff and jump over to what everyone talked about on this catalog. I think I might just make a quick tribute stop. Let's see, where is it? There he is. All right, Bob Ross. See, I'm a little bit older. I'm a millennial. Actually, I consider myself a zennial. Around 37 years old. I grew up watching Bob Ross. Bob Ross was the man. This guy pretty much, I like to draw. Was a design consultant, still kind of am. And just watching him as a kid, just take a blank canvas and turn it into something cool. I've always appreciated that, and that's kind of what we do in this hobby. We take a blank table or floor or whatever, and we turn it into our own little world. So I know a lot of people might have glossed over this, but you have to appreciate the connection of Bob Ross to what we all do in this hobby. And we try to make our vision a reality. That and the guy was, if you ever watched any of them, I don't think the guy ever, was mad in his life. I'm sure he was. But I'd hate to see him mad because he was just so calm and cool. So, yeah, the water towers made me laugh a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to pay a little tribute. Stop. The Bob Ross. I like the Bob Ross stuff. Will I get any? No. I mean, the water tower, maybe. I think that would be pretty cool. I'm working on a layout right now. I think that would look pretty fun. That would definitely get some laughs from people when they came downstairs and checked out the layout. Honorable mention, they finally did O-scale Anheuser-Busch cars as opposed to traditional O. I do have a beer wine train, so I might consider trying to pick this up because it's finally scale. I will talk briefly on the Halloween stuff. Like I was saying, I think Lionel is going to start getting that glow-in-the-dark paint on everything. They did a great job on putting it on all the stuff, except for this Dr. Acula milk car. You did everything else in it. They didn't do it on this. It doesn't make sense to me. But also, just a little side note, Dr. Acula, if any of you watch Scrubs, it's one of my favorite shows. I still watch it to this day. I usually have it on in the background when I'm doing office work. Always makes me laugh. But JD, his screenplay of Dr. Acula, I'm assuming someone at Lionel someone at Lionel is a fan of the show, because I don't believe in coincidences. So I'm assuming they kind of stole that. Because I just don't see that being a coincidence. All right, there it is, Polar Express. So we all knew this was kind of coming. A lot of people expected it. I was not planning on getting any Polar Express stuff. As I said, I have 2 young boys. They do like the movie. They will continue to like the movie for like at least the next probably 10, 12 years, maybe even more. So I kind of considered it. Once I saw the H7s, I was like, no, I'm spending money on that. I sent the catalog link to my father, and he is actually a big fan of the Polar Express. And he was like, you know what, I think we should at least go halves on it. And that way we just have it. You know, sometimes it's better to just have it instead of regretting it. Do I think I'm going to get the 20th anniversary one? I do not. Main reason being, I don't like this red, purple, maroon, burgundy, not sure what color it is, engine. I wish this was black. If this was black and I added another car, I mean, I can always add another car, but if this was a 4-car set and a black engine, that's probably the way I would go. So, Tom, what are you going to do? Well, I'm probably going to get the black one over here. I'm going to get the observation car, the abandoned toy car, and 2 more, probably the coach and the diner car. I don't see a need for the baggage cars or the combine car. But a 4-car set with an engine is pre-order pricing is around $2,200. So that's pretty much, I think, the way I'm going to go with this. That way my father's happy. He'll have this set. It's almost like he's kind of getting it for my kids to enjoy, my nieces and nephews to enjoy. They come over, hang out, especially Christmas time. We always have them over. So we'll have this set. And then someday down the road, when my kids grow up, this could be a set that might have some value, and I could sell it off if we're done with it. Honorable mention is Lionel's, what is this called? Plasma coat, which I'm not certain. Don't hold me to this. I'm assuming it's some sort of color shift paint. So if you look at the rendering, it's got purples, blues, and it's all over the place. So if you've ever seen iridescent paint on automobiles, I'm assuming that's what they're going for. I could be wrong, but that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to see on a train going around a layout if the colors are changing on the engine all over the place. That's pretty... That's new. Like, that's definitely... Is it something I would want? Not necessarily, but is it something I'd like to see? Yeah, I'd like to see that. I want to see what kind of paint innovations they can come up with for model trains. So yeah, that's where we're at with the Polar Express. So I'm probably actually likely going to build a Polar Express set, which I did not think I was going to do, but getting some pressure from family members, it looks like I will be getting that and going halves on it. Polar Express. So beyond the Polar Express, there isn't much else to go over. There is this Christmas set. Again, I mean, these look nice. Lionel's doing a nice job with Christmas offerings. I mean, Christmas is what got me into the hobby, so I can't knock it. I already have a Christmas train that I'm not looking really to add much to, but these are really nice. They keep coming up with really nice offerings. So if Christmas is your thing, this is definitely going to be nice. I actually prefer this set for the Christmas. Actually, I wish you could have this rolling stock with this engine would be kind of nice. You should get this engine and this whole set. I really, I like the Deer Dash name on this. That's pretty clever in my mind. But this would be a nice set if you got this and then you added all this on. That's a nice Christmas set. So yeah, I think that is about it. One thing to note that I've never seen in a catalog before, these still available section. which is really interesting. So they do have some Polar Express stuff over here too, which you could add on to those other offerings for the Polar Express. I was looking at the hobo car with the fire on top. I was thinking about maybe getting that too. But they have some other stuff. It's weird. You flip through it. Like, again, I've never seen them do this before. I don't know if this is at the Lionel stores and they're just kind of cataloging what they have in inventory of the stores, but it's different. So I guess we'll just wrap this up real quick. Thank you for sticking along if you have to this point. Any new subscribers, thank you lately. We've had a nice influx of new subscribers the past, I'd say about 2-3 weeks. Do appreciate you joining in on the fun. Let's see, let's go talk about, I guess we'll go back here and just leave this up. Any longtime subscribers, definitely thank you for, if you're checking this video out. We're working on the layout right now. I took all the trains and rolling stock off, and we're looking to figure out I guess the final more permanent layout design. So I also have to consider that when putting in pre-orders, because I'm going to start having money going towards the layout. And I have other things going on in life, as many of us do. So, you know, I wish I could get everything. I wish I could get all these H7s, but I can't do that. So yeah, definitely look, we're definitely going to get this, the 1553. Might add one of these, and we're going to probably do the Polar Express set that I'm going to build and put together. But let me know what you guys think. Was it a good catalog, bad catalog? Are you getting something from the catalog? I'd always like to hear what other people are getting. I always like to hear people's opinions on certain things. Just because I'm definitely not right all the time. I'm definitely wrong way more than I am right. But I was just excited to see the H7s. Are you getting Berkshires? Are you guys looking to get into the Hiawatha sets and things like that? I'm always curious to see what the big seller is on each catalog. So for now, thanks for checking us out. Please like, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment. I'll always get back to you guys in the comment section. I try to always respond to you down there. And spread the word around. Check us out over on Instagram. I definitely post over there way more than I do over here. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and end this, and look to see you guys next time. All right, thank you.